Welcome to lecture on algebra and number theory. In this video, we shall see certain theorems on cyclic groups and order of A. First theorem, let A belonging to G, let A belongs to G with order of A is equal to n. If k is an integer, that is k belongs to Z, and A power k is equal to E, then n divides k. So if there exists any integer with a power k is equal to e, then this order of a divides that integer k. We shall see the proof. Given a belongs to G with order of a is equal to n, therefore the cyclic group generated by A will be of this form: a square, a cube, etc. a power n, where n is the least positive integer with a power n is equal to e. It is given that a power k is equal to e for some integer k belonging to Z. Then you consider these integers k and n. By the division algorithm, for integers n and k, there exist integers q and r such that k is equal to q1 plus r, where this r is the remainder and q is the quotient. That is, when you are dividing k by n, you will have a quotient as q and remainder as r, so that we can write k is equal to qn plus r. Our aim is to prove that n divides k, that is, k is a multiple of n. For that we have to prove that r is equal to 0. Actually the remainder lies between 0 and n. When dividing by n, we claim that r is equal to 0. Now E is equal to a power k. It is given. This k can be replaced by qn plus r. But a power qn plus r can be replaced by a power qn into a power r. Here, using the index and powers properties, we have a power n whole power q into a power r. But a power n is equal to e, as n is the order of a. So we can replace a power n by e power q into a power r. We have obtained e power q into a power r. But as e is the identity, when it is multiplied several times, it results in e only. So this is equal to e into a power r. E is the identity, so e into a power r will be equal to a power r. So a power r is found to be e with r less than n. But we have seen that n is the least positive integer with the property a power n is equal to e, and we have found a power r is also equal to e with r is less than n. So definitely r must be equal to 0. Hence here this equation will become k is equal to qn, that is, k is a multiple of n, thus n divides k. Next theorem, we shall prove that every subgroup of a cyclic group is cyclic. This is an important theorem. We shall see the proof. Let G be a cyclic group generated by the element A. Let H be a subgroup of G. Then every element of H should be of the form a power k for some k belonging to Z. As k is a subgroup of G, its elements will also be of the form a power k only. If suppose H has only the one element, the identity element E, then it is cyclic group with generator E. Suppose H has more elements other than E, that is, H is not equal to E, then let T be the smallest positive integer such that a power T is belong to H. So among all the elements in H, you take one element a power T, for which the power T is the smallest positive integer. we claim that A power T is the generator of H. That is, H is equal to subgroup generated by A power T. As H is a subgroup, any powers of A power T will be an element of H. H will be closed under this multiplication. H should be closed under the binary operation. So A power T whole power m belongs to H. So obviously this cyclic group generated by A power T will be a subset of H. Now we have to prove that H is contained in this cyclic group generated by A power T. Then only these two sets will be equal. Suppose X belong to H. You take an element from H and we claim that that element X belong to the cyclic group generated by A power T. So as X belongs to H and H is a subgroup of G, X obviously belong to G also. So any element of G is of the form A power some integer. We take in particular X is equal to A power S for some integer S belonging to Z. So now we are having two numbers, two integers S and T. So for division algorithm, by the division algorithm for S and T, there exist integers Q and R such that S is equal to Qt plus R. As we have already seen that T is the smallest positive integer, such that S is equal to Qt plus R, where 0 less than or equal to R less than T. Now X is equal to A power S. This S can be replaced by Qt plus R. Again this can be rewritten as A power Qt into A power R. Now our aim is to prove that this R is equal to 0. So for that here you bring this A power Qt to the left side, or you pre-multiply by A power minus Qt. In this equation you pre-multiply by A power minus Qt. You will have A power minus Qt into S. We will have A power minus Qt into X is equal to A power minus Qt into A power Qt into A power R. So that will be equal to A power R. Now here you may note that A power T belongs to H. So A power minus T also belongs to H, as H is a subgroup. Now A power minus T whole power Q, that is only equal to A power minus TQ. So this also belongs to H, as H is a subgroup. So here we have seen A power minus Qt to be an element of H, and we have taken X also from the subgroup H. So their product will be an element of H, as H is a subgroup. So A power minus Qt into X belong to H, but this is nothing but A power R. So A power R belongs to H with the condition R less than T. So R must be equal to 0, as T is the least positive integer with this property. R must be equal to 0. Hence S is equal to Qt. I have taken an element X belonging to H, and we have written X is equal to A power S, that S is equal to Qt. So this is A power Qt, which is nothing but A power T whole power Q. This is an element in the cyclic group generated by A power T. Hence X belongs to a cyclic group generated by A power T. Hence H is contained in a cyclic group generated by A power T. Thus we have found that H is equal to the cyclic group generated by A power T. Hence the subgroup is a cyclic group. Hence every subgroup of a cyclic group is cyclic. Next we shall see some corollaries to Lagrange's theorem. In Lagrange's theorem we have proved that order of a subgroup divides order of a group. From that we can say that order of an element of a group also divides order of a finite group. If G is a finite group and A belongs to G, then order of A divides order of G. Proof. Given G is a finite group and A belongs to G, hence denote by H the subgroup generated by A, then order of H will be equal to order of A. That is, the number of elements in H will be equal to order of A. By Lagrange's theorem, order of H divides order of G. But here order of H is nothing but order of A. Hence order of A divides order of G. Next one. This is also an important result in cyclic groups. Every group of prime order is cyclic. So when you are considering a group which has its order to be a prime number, then that group is definitely a cyclic group. We shall see the proof. So let G be a group with the order of G is equal to P, a prime number. Let A belonging to G be of order M greater than 1, and also A is not equal to E. Then the cyclic group generated by A will have these elements A square, A cube, etc. A power m, with A power m is equal to E. We know that order of an element divides order of the group. That is, in the previous corollary we have seen this. Order of element divides order of the group. Now we have m divides P. So as P is a prime number, we should have m to be 1 or P. So m should be equal to 1 or the prime number P. If m is equal to 1, then that whole set will have only one element A alone. So no subgroup will have only one element A alone. If it is so, then it will be the identity element E. Hence m must be equal to the prime number P. Hence this element generates the whole set G. Hence A is a generator of G and G is cyclic. Note that for a group of prime order, every element except the identity is a generator.